Hey guys. So a couple days ago, Freedom Duo posted about some new potential, well, not some new, some confirmed new trial deck things, and I took him at his word for it from the articles, and I just read them, and I thought like moved on because there was nothing like there was a couple of cool things, but I didn't think it was super big. But then I actually went and had a look at the source article where he got it from, and it's a little more interesting than what he posted. So I figured that I would make a news video and just sort of let you all know about it. So there are two things that have been leaked sort of by this Chinese website, whatever the hell this is. So there's a new trial deck, which is Ace Trial Deck 2, and there is Ace Set 5. So obviously we knew that these were coming, and we knew their release dates because that had been shown in the Japanese in the last two live streams. They were in the schedule. We know like a UB4 is coming as well, which will not be a collab, it'll just be a UB. So we know that's coming, but we didn't know what was going to be in it. Now we do. So a few things. We'll start with the trial deck. And I have the translation in front of me, and I'm fair warning, it's not a great translation, but I'll sort of read it. It says a lot of new there's going to be a lot of new Legend World cards. It is a finished deck that reproduces the new deck that is used by the new rival of Yuga. A lot of reprints of popular cards are recorded besides new cards. So basically there's going to be a bunch of reprints of old good Legend World cards, which is good because Legend World, like, it's never been the most like popular, and like so generally a lot of people won't have the staples for it. Like there's a drop a card to draw two that will probably get a reprint. There's Albadol that will probably get a reprint. Symbol Guard might get a reprint. Probably won't though. It might get a power creep version of anything. The product is easy to understand and easy to understand for new users, and is a product with a deck composition that allows existing users to enjoy Buddy Fight more deeply. A bunch of stuff. Mention stuff about the fifth pack to have other cards that are high affinity, and there'll be synergies and whatever. And it says that there will be a 1 in 6 special character illustrated foil flag. So that's kind of been the norm for all the Ace trial decks so far. So that's not surprising. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and that we're getting Legend World, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Coming out in, I think, July in Japan. And then Set 5. And this image is actually pretty important because Freedom Duo's translation ended up being completely wrong. So I'll sort of go down. So there are 3 text boxes here, and there's 1 yellow thing, right? So the top one here says a lot of new cards for Yuga and other new characters will be produced. And you can get cards for his new rival. And his new rival is this dude, who on this Freedom Duo page, you can see that it's this dude, Alec. And there's also going to be Spot the K in Darkness Dragon World, but we'll come to that. So the second thing, it says a new attribute will appear in Darkness Dragon World. And it says you can gain overwhelming striking power in exchange for your own life. That's what it says. Now I'd take the whole striking power thing with a grain of salt, but it's clear that the main gimmick is going to be you pay life in exchange for either more power, more crit, something like that. Presumably it can't be reduced or something. So that will be interesting. Maybe it sounds like it'll probably be kind of janky, just from like, you know, by the sounds of it, because it's very rarely been the case that it's very rarely been the case that big crit face has been good. Like Astro Dragons is like the one exception, and that's because they have a billion big crit attacks rather than just like 4. Finally, this is for the text boxes. The green one here says very popular secret pack. There'll be 3 of them. I don't know about very popular. It does guarantee 1 per box. Personally, I think the whole player base would be much happier if secret packs just died. They are a plague on this game, in my opinion, but whatever, not the point. Finally, the most important thing, I think, is it says Buddy Fight changes with a new gimmick. A new ability appears to reverse the buddy's common sense. And it says it's compatible with Trial Deck 2. Confirming that it will not be Darkness Dragon World getting this sort of new game-changing gimmick. It's going to be Legend World. That's pretty interesting. Because, like, so immediately I don't think it's going to be any kind of extra deck or a new like Lost World kind of thing, because if you know, I feel like they would have mentioned along like similarly to how they mentioned with the special series, it wouldn't be a trial deck, right? It would be a special series. So to me, that implies it's whatever mechanic it's going to be is going to be main deck based. There's not going to be some sort of new deck. Now, whatever that new mechanic could be, it could be anything. It says it reverses common sense. It could literally be anything. Bushiroad sort of love to use that kind of that's the same sort of thing they said with Lost World. The difference was with Lost World, whilst I think like the fact that it was such a big deck in that special series is kind of what hinted that it could have been an extra deck of some sort. I don't think anyone thought it was going to be Lost World in its actual form. People thought it would have been like Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have no clue what this is going to be, but it'll definitely be something interesting. Yeah, so that's the set. It doesn't say here, but there is Freedom claims that there are dual cards. Very specifically, there are dual cards. So that's cool. You can see here, like it says new card type, which is a very different thing. That means that it would be like a new, like instead of like monster spell or something, rather than just monster or just spell. This is obviously significantly more expected, right? So yeah, it seems pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. Just figured I'd make this update to let you all know. Yeah, you can see here like 19 cards plus 1 flag, so it's definitely not going to be. It's definitely not going to be an extra deck of some kind. But yeah, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.